more long-term idea with Apex? You know, do you kind of feel that Crazy is maybe more of a, well, they have a moment now team, but it doesn't really last. It
Well,
isn't
I
something.
think it could last. They're really improving so far, and as Niak said before, they are a very strong team, so why wouldn't they stick together? As long as they're starting to get some success, the more you can grow, the more you can improve, because you're always having to face better opponents.
And that is very much true.
Against better opponents, you'll get punished more often for the tendencies you do wrong. Tendencies which are easy to catch upon. And of course, that will mean you'll improve even more because you will be able to at least improve on those things, hopefully. Knife rounds will come in, of course, to see who will start on towards the CT side. If now swap places, as it's no secret that they will go stabbing quite soon. And so far, it seems to go back and forth, just like my hair always does, as it's seeming to be Crazy, winning this knife round quite easily.
Yeah, well done by Crazy. I had that this morning. It was a little bit windy outside, and my problem with my hair is, you know, like if
you have one very long, luscious lock.
Yes, and so basically, if I'm standing outside and like it's just really windy, then it'll just like whoop, and go straight up, basically.
And you're trying to look cool while you do that, or not really?
Try no. It looks silly. It doesn't look cool. Yeah, it looks ridiculous.
Just have to look as if you're.
Just
like
have to own it.
Man,
Be like, oh, look, this is totally my intention.
This wind predicted it. There's a fan somewhere around there, and you'll all be fans of me, no problem whatsoever. Crazy will, of course, now after winning that knife round, start on towards that CT side. And that will mean they should be in favor, at least to get a good start. Their momentum is vital, because the moment they give some room towards the APEKS side, there should be a chance that APEKS would have at least get some rounds in for themselves, and the more rounds they get on towards the T side, the better it is for them.
Absolutely, of course. It's that slightly advantageous side, which maybe at times does give you a little bit of an edge and does show up, really mean that you can actually get, you know, a solid start in there, basically. That's the side that will go in your favor. But we'll have to see. Right now, it's the pistol for starters, which can always kind of go either way. It can be anyone's game, but right now it looks to be APEKS their game. Dennis opens it up, but Toxic, though, stronghold. Truth immediately or quite lately going for the Ray frag, and Dennis continuing there. Third kill for him so far, and it's all down to Sergis. However, we have seen Sergis hold down sites quite well, and he'll see if we can do... Oh, well, we'll see if he can do that again. Not this time, so it's Dennis that goes to that 4K even at the end. That is extremely well done by him. APEKS didn't even have to throw the bomb down, you know, they could just, conveniently frag away. Dennis with a lovely 4K. And that's a good start of the map by APEKS. So let's see if they can preserve this now, if they can keep their good start going, and if they can extend that into the next few rounds.
Well, at least once more, a pistol won by the side of APEKS so far in the series. They've won 4 out of 5. Which is a pretty decent score, as of course now they will be able to buy themselves, but there will be a force buy coming in from Crazy. CR4ZY, and he's been an insanely strong player on towards the past map, but the same can be said about Dennis. I believe he was the top fragger for APEKS as well, and now we're going to see if Crazy will be able to turn this around on this decider map, or if they will be having to struggle. Zurich is standing by the Deagle. Will eventually get away safely. Only damage for 14 HP, as Sensei is now getting one frag before being traded upon by the side of Truth. Zurich is still alive, but not for long, as it will be a trade back and forth. But still, looking at how it's going right now, Crazy dealing a lot of damage. The problem is that when they start pushing lobby, Dennis is standing there with his AK, and will get yet another kill for himself, brings his total to 5 in towards already 2 rounds.
Yep, and that's the one-man disadvantage now that Crazy has to deal with. We do see as well that they have fully invested their money. You know, there are no reserves left whatsoever, so there is also quite a bit of a commitment, so to speak, to actually make this work out now. And 2v3, those are odds that are maybe somewhat workable, although the smoke is good on double doors here. They'll have to try from window, and they don't quite succeed because Dennis's hold is impeccable. Goes to the third frag there at the end, and once again, a round really going in Dennis's favor, and of course, all in all, if it's a good day for Dennis, then it's a good day for APEKS.
Indeed. Maybe if he just gets another triple kill here, he'll go for double digits in just 3 rounds, and well, that would be quite decent to at least get his half going, and of course the half of APEKS. There will be a full eco, maybe just a single pistol to be upgraded by the side of Crazy. Yeah, they are trying to save as much as they can for the next round. CC to be bought up by Toxic. That is, of course, the only pistol with just a 100 $1,000 kill reward, which, well, isn't too great. And we don't really always see teams go for that investment in towards this round. P250 will be cheaper and grant you more money. Just one kill will net you your reward. As DemQ now has the first frag on towards Gross as Sloppy from the side of APEKS, as now also Toxic takes down AKs. It's also a Khalil now in towards his hand. He will be refragged by the PP Piton from Marcelius. And that means we're back to a 4-on-2 as more frags do come in for the Crazy side. They're doing really well. Very good dig on towards Marcelius. And they're getting eco, baby. Not with Glocks, but with USBs.
Yeah, you know, that still makes it pretty bad, even if it's with USBs. And you can also see that at the end, Crazy manages to recover 3 AKs. That is a serious takeaway for them. That is a seriously good turnaround. And now, who knows, this could be the equalizer in any moment. And that could mean that things are looking mighty positive for Crazy. APEKS, you can kind of see that their economy, it's not the best, and this buy really reflects this. We've got the Deagle in the hands of Truth because he has some extra money. And for the rest, it's, well, P250s, I believe.
Well, Deagles are great and all, but if there's an AWP on the other side for Sensei, he will get the opening kill. He'll throw a flashbang for his teammate in main to have another cheeky peek, as well, the bomb also dropped out in the open. Akis will be tagged up by a nade on towards ramp. So far not really being challenged. That nade just a little bit too low. Could have actually benefited from a 2 mouse button throw, which of course makes it for a different trajectory. Yeah, that didn't really come out, and now we do see APEKS struggling on towards their own eco round. The next round they can buy again, so they can once more try to fight for the lead, but if they didn't lose that eco, they would have already had 3 rounds, and then from that point onwards you already start feeling quite confident as that D-sided team. More frags soon to come out as Marcelius goes low, and so far no damage being dealt until Sergej goes down by a drive-by P250 from the side of Akis. There will possibly even be a bomb plant coming down from the side of APEKS until there is Psycho standing by. He gets one, and eventually he'll have to concede that bomb plant, but win the round regardless. That is still, however, a very good round for APEKS, more than they could have bargained for, especially losing their player and the bomb outside that early on.
And that makes Crazy that puts Crazy on equal footing with APEKS. In the beginning, it did look to be a little bit in their favor, but now it's been turned around again. And in the early part of this first half, that could easily mean that Crazy now will start that dominant CT side that we kind of expect from Nuke. The CT side, of course, with that slight favor, and with Nuke also being the decider, that's even more important, I'd say, than it would be if it had been the first map that we're seeing.
Well, we do see a full buy from either party right now. Little reserves for APEKS, however, some reserves being built up by their opponents. DemQ running down mid as he gets an AK frag on towards Marcelius. That's a very good starter so far. It's gonna be a very good round for the side of Crazy. And RJ, things are going south for you.
Yes, wait, oh my lord. No way. Oh dear. Wait, what?
No, don't worry. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
We're
that's
going
a problem
to
for
see
later.
DemQ now going low. 7 HP for himself, as well, so far the odds on Vital GG are in favor of APEKS. We're waiting for the next round to come in as, well, so far, or at least the next frag rather to come in. DemQ is low. He had an opening frag, and so far they seem to go for an A-made approach. Dennis and Gross both getting a kill, but there's still 2 players on towards A. Sergej will get 2 of his own, makes it into a 1v2. Truth now having some trouble as he will be naded out. All these 2 come in at this moment in time, and now we do have that 1v2. Whereas Truth, well, still has to recover the bomb, then has to go towards the side, and some would say you go towards B. Yet there's already a player standing by, so he's going for that plant on towards the side, trying to at least gain some more money for his team once more, and hoping to force 1v1s twice, hoping that an AK will reign supreme. But again, he also has to force against that AWP of Sensei, which, well, today has been rather strong.
Absolutely, he's been getting those opening picks. Are they trading it around a little bit? In the end, the AWP goes to Sergej.
Well, Sergej is low, so he might benefit more from that weapon as he then goes in solo, but Sensei luckily able to recover both the AWP, the round, and now also a lead for Crazy, having 1 round in their favor. APEKS slowly getting more and more of a loss bonus. And of course, with the bomb planter as well, there will be more than enough money to have a decent pistol armor. Because a real buy? No, that's not going to happen.
No, absolutely not. So they'll have to give up on that dream, I'm afraid, as well. Oh, look at the little smiley faces on the side there. Always remember to smile. Ah, that was a very good impersonation of that graffiti, to be honest. It's a shame that people couldn't see that. Crazy though, they will also be smiling because they now have that one-round advantage. And the question only being, are they going to lead that on now? Are they going to keep that going? APEKS doesn't have the weapons to really hold it off that well. And you can see it as well. Truth going down now. Nade going to deal some damage. Gruz in the meantime goes down. And CR4ZY continues as well. Takes out Marcelicious. Gruz now, however, he can sort of commit to that B-side bomb plant. And if Sensei doesn't hold this off, at least APEKS will have that. And they do, actually. Surprised that Sensei didn't deny that, although I guess it was behind the pillar.
Well, he has a molly, so he could still, as now Gruz moves in with an eagle, gets a frag on towards Sensei. Dennis as well. Now with one on towards CR4ZY. The door was being contested just as a cheeky peek from Gruz, but he should be wary for behind. However, a smoke being picked up, I believe, by APEKS will make it easier. Another smoke to come in towards the double door. It's going to be harder and harder for CR4ZY. The further the round progresses, as more players will fall. Only Toxic is alive at 1v1 now, as they over-peak from that ramp area. But the last player was last seen on towards the side, but has moved towards Shadow. And we do see the round going in favor of APEKS. Now bringing it back to equal score on, of course, an eco.
I was just going to say, how can it be that APEKS continues this, that they, well, that either team really allows this to happen. APEKS, of course, well played by them, it's solid play in the end. They used their pistols well, I think in part also thanks to Gruz and his, B-side plant commit that really helped out there, and then, of course, Sensei being fragged by him. But still, it was an eco, there was pistols bought, and APEKS just...
But like, the weird thing was,
CR4ZY
the moment the bomb plant came in, there was already a 5-0-3 in favor of CR4ZY.
Yeah.
So there was no real chance of them losing, yet they peaked solo. Time and time again, it's been said by me, time and time again as well.
Yep.
And it's a little bit of a waste. Psycho now moving back towards A main, spotting players, yet not being able to commit as the smoke has dissipated. And there's a very good chance that if, well, he would go for a peek, he would fall rather soon. Execute smoke-wise, going towards outside, and actually one quite deep in towards garage. That's something we don't often see, but it's interesting and smart to see to play around, of course, an AWP player. As Psycho went aggressive through those smokes, he would be waited upon. A first frag coming in for APEKS, meaning it's now a 5-4. They're moving on towards outside, but there's still a player in CT. That's the AWP. On towards Sensei, getting and the frag for himself. That's Gruz going down, but he was already tagged. So at least that's the favorite player of APEKS going down, as now Toxic gets a flank on towards Truth. They just take control wherever they can. And now they're just waiting. Once more, they're just trying to wait. Having the player lead for themselves. This could be yet another round for CR4ZY, and indeed it seems like it, as now also APEKS goes down. Then SN Marcellius trying to hold on, but at AWP still in CT. Still to be contested, and Dennis moves in. That is another headshot coming down. And well, a 1v4. I dare to say this is already won.
I was afraid for a moment that Marcellius was going to go for that fight anyway, and that they were just going to be like, oh yeah, Sensei, today's your fragging day, just we're going to nicely peek in one by one for you, and you can just keep clicking. We'll see though, it looks like CR4ZY here, takes out Marcellius, and with that, CR4ZY gets this 4th round. They recover their advantage again, but at this point it's still, well, it's a good question to ask how long that advantage is going to stay for.
Well, one thing we do see differently from CR4ZY this time around is that they're not going for the double AWP. Yesterday, they actually did prefer that on towards that CT side. But of course, they're also knowing that they might be up against a pistol round once more from APEKS. And, well, that means that if you go for that double AWP, the chance of you being able to spray down multiple players, of course, is greatly reduced. And if there is a round to go for the double up, it might not be this one. Maybe later on, as we do see Sensei in the first track. Psycho playing from close by will not get a single kill, and once more damage being dealt on towards the eco round from APEKS. It will be Gruz, eventually to be traded out, but still 2 kills. That's decent enough. Yeah, but it could have actually been better as well.
Yeah, it could have been better, and we've seen ecos go better for APEKS. I mean, one of them they actually managed to win, but at the end of the day, I think you can be quite happy with some considerable eco damage. Psycho as well, his hold just not really being strong enough, along with Sensei then kind of being caught out by the short range of the APEKS players. The APEKS players basically being up in their face.
Yeah, the lack of utility was concerning, trying to play against those eco players, and we've said it before, utility is your friend if you want to keep some players at bay. And B9 actually for Psycho, as there isn't too much money, you dare to say, but DamQ has some, as he will get a first frag. The AK could have indeed dropped for Psycho. as one of his teammates has currently been dropped by the side of APEKS. Oh, Dennis, you're lucky there. Completely flashed and having the read on towards the movement of Psycho. However, Sensei with the AWP standing by for a kill of his own. Dropping the bomb on towards Struve. Now back to a 3-on-3 and then Molly as well will deny the lobby position for just a little bit. Marcelli is throwing in some utility towards A, trying to contest in that direction. Yet, will net them anything? No, because they lose even more ground with actually also Sergis moving in towards Radio, standing by for a possible ramp play to come in. DamQ saw, I believe, that foot as he does see the offshot fly by. That will be yet another frag in favor of the side of Crazy. And the last one to come in rather soon, as Sergis is indeed quite quickly on that flank. Now they might go for that double AWP, but yet it seems they just want to hold on to what they have right now. And that is that AK, that AWP, and of course a buy from the rest of the players.
Absolutely. Crazy starting to build up their advantage considerably more now compared to the last few rounds. You know, at first it was that sort of one round that they were dealing with and kind of struggling along, but now it's becoming more, it's becoming bigger and better, you could say. APEKS with that kind of struggling on those 3 rounds, but hey, they're going into a pistol armor, and, well, Chadwick, what do we know about those pistol armors?
They work out wondrously for APEKS every now and then, as well, those Deagles or even the Tech 9s from close range will do a significant amount of damage. Psycho decides to spray, will deal some decent damage on towards Marcellius and a tiny bit on towards Dennis. And that means that the players are moving in, but DamQ moving in with his M4 as well, going low, 5 HP. And he will be outpeaked by Gruss. There's still a player on towards side, however, that Sergis standing by, but he's a little bit antsy. Goes for the peek, gets the bomb drop, will get a second, and almost a third, indeed he will. But Truth eventually will get yet another refrag in favor of the APEKS side. But 2 kills so far, decent, yet possibly not enough to really hurt this side of Crazy. AWP of Sensei finishes things off 7-3, and Crazy once more strong on their start. Yet on the previous map, I believe that was indeed Mirage, they had a good lead, only to lose it rather soon after with APEKS crawling back, and APEKS now also on towards a new buy round, even with an AWP on towards Marcellius, are able to possibly bring it back as well.
I mean, as a matter of fact, you know, on that Mirage, they actually started with a 1-round advantage in that second half, and they never ever got any higher than it. They really, they just kept struggling and only had that 8-16 scoreline at the end, so they never even got any round back. Who knows what that may spell out or what that may forebode, you could say, for Crazy later in this map, but we'll see. So far, it seems to be going pretty well for them. Good flash here, though. Sensei now should spot someone, and he does get that frag. Dennis taken out. Russ now pushes ahead and does punish Sensei for being so aggressively pushed up onto Secret. But in the meantime, Truth also goes down by the hands of Sergis. And now APEKS will just have to push through on this Secret position. Hope to get something there, although Marcellius did manage to get Sergis in the end there. Psycho now, however, going for a stronghold. Double kill for him. And Marcellius, last man standing, misses a critical AWP shots and gives Psycho his 3rd kill.
Well, that means that Crazy is bouncing back time and time again. Also, once more that opening kill from Sensei. I'm not really sure how he was able to hold on for such a long time and do so well, because he should have really been punished there. 8-3, possible double digits coming down for Crazy, and, well, I believed a little bit more in APEKS than what they're showing so far. They're T-side sloppy, as it should be. It's Crazy just playing around that position that APEKS usually likes to take. That's yard. And whenever they just get that opening kill with Sensei in the AWP, it's going to be easy. Now DamQ with the first frag will be flashed in towards Oblivion Pistols, of course, coming in. There will be a fury of frags, and Psycho trying to spray through the smoke, but they don't even get that far on towards the side. It's Sergis with a triple, and 9 rounds now already for Crazy. Only one more for the number 10 and possibly a 12-3 scoreline at the end of this first half if APEKS doesn't do something soon.
That number 10 also being that solid milestone, you know, that's kind of that stepping stone where you can start thinking, okay, we've got the 10th round, now we only need 6 more to finish this out. And with that, you know, it'd be, you know, kind of the question of what's Crazy going to do, what are they going to make out of this. Marcellius, I suppose, does also sometimes... He is the player that I kind of expect to come in clutch now anyway. Although, you know, it's been Dennis in the past, it's been Gruss, but I've been looking at his performance, and really, he's getting close in the end, you know? And I want to kind of see him coming through. Dennis especially also getting taken out quite often early on, so it the pressure moves on to other
But
players.
it's what he does. He wants to go for that secret peek, and what did I tell them? Put Sensei on outside. Make sure he's able to do something. And so far he's doing that something quite well. It's going to be crazy with yet another opening kill. And look at the odds also being in favor for them on Final GG. Toxic now with follow-up as well. There will be a couple of players left standing. And 1 for 1, they seem to fall. Marcelli is peeking from a main. There will be a smoke in their direction. He's moving through, trying to no-scope. Actually has the bomb, but has no life. Psycho will get it in the end, and there are those double digits we were talking about. Crazy towards 10-3. Their economy quite decent. They can buy throughout the rest of this half, most likely, until they maybe, well, spend a little bit too much and go for 5 ops, but I wouldn't assume them to do so.
That would be a bold move, Con, and not one that I'd expect anytime soon. Maybe an auto sniper, though, just for the memes.
Ooh, well, if you're expecting a rush towards A, there's always a few players coming through Squeaky. So putting an auto sniper there or towards ramp, this always give you a chance.
How about...
it is easily counterable.
How about if you put it outside onto, I believe that was
Secret?
Red. Yeah, holding off Secret, holding off from...
The problem is, on towards Yard, they always spread out too much.
Yeah.
And the great thing about the auto sniper in both ramp and towards Squeaky is you're holding mouse 1 and you have barely any recoil.
So
you're just
close range.
spraying and praying, literally, without having to do anything. So if you're going for the auto sniper, do it in that regard and win all your pucks with no problem whatsoever. It's going to be, of course, a little bit of a tactical timeout to be called by APEKS because, well, still they might be miles off as they're currently quite a bit behind. But it's going to be them struggling so far and hoping to come back slowly but surely as, well, now they have pistol armors and that is usually the thing to work for them. It's going to be anyone's game as APEKS can come back on that CT side, but they're going for outside and there's already a player down towards the stairs position just outside of fence, waiting for this execute to come in. Flashbangs going, and the players now also moving up. And I wouldn't be surprised if Psycho goes for that little bit of a cheeky flank later on, because there's not usually a player to hold off the angle. Sergey's also already downstairs, standing by, throwing in a nade. That's some decent damage on towards Marsalius. They're going aggressive by the two of them. Oh, damn Q, if you would have thrown your nade, that would have been money. But so far, he decides not to do so, because that would have, well, given him a kill, and he wants to make it a little bit close for the people at home.
Yeah, obviously, you know, keep it a little bit challenging, I'd say, and see what it gives there in the end. Now, I think that there's a solid chance here for Crazy to finish this off quite swiftly as well. DemQQ, that nade is now coming in. The damage is... I think it was okay.
He drops the bomb as well, so they have to go back for that eventually if they do want to win this round without going for all the frags. DemQQ, he's standing by, he gets the frags, he's 11-3. And APEKS, having a little bit of a flashback to what we saw before yesterday against Nexus on towards the map of Mirage. And they're just being destroyed utterly. Indeed, the nade was maybe a little bit on the late side, but he still managed to at least make Truth turn. And the truth of the fact is that Crazy is way too far ahead for APEKS to easily come back upon. They need to win the pistol. They need to win this round as well, to at least keep that dream alive easily, because if Crazy wins the pistol, they'll be rather close and forcing the issue on towards the economy of their opponents. The moment they hit 14, it's always APEKS doubting. Do we want to play for overtime, or do we say no? As currently Marcelius will have that open kill towards Psycho, but Sensei standing by the AWP will have the follow-up as well. A 4-4 scoreline, and Crazy currently stomping. Will he be able to then eventually make it work? It's going to be a slow push. APEKS trying to execute towards the A side. It's going to be DemQ getting the frag on towards Aki's. Also now Gruss going down. It's going to be Truth moving in from the flank as well, and so far it's not really working, as it's going to be that 4-on-2. Waiting, having the bomb being dropped, and hoping for better times. Yeah,
better times is the best thing to hope for. Better times in that second half, because right now, the odds aren't looking too favorable. However, this now being a 2v3, if the angles are played right and they get maybe one more frag here, that could be played out well. Surges, though, from this heaven position could be a strong player, and indeed, he makes it true as he takes out Truth. And with that, we see Dennis being the last man standing. The Swedish spliced in between the Norwegian APEKS team, but sadly not much more of a chance left for him. Dennis goes down, and Crazy end out this first half with 12-3. APEKS absolutely decimated up to this point. Not really looking to stand that much more of a chance on their CT side now, I'm afraid.
It's a little bit painful. As you can see, APEKS won the pistol the round after. Then eventually had just a random round coming in between. And from that point onwards, it was just that crazy show.
Yeah.
Not even a single defuse being necessary. So that
So
just
sad.
really shows that how hard it was for APEKS to actually get close to a side, which they just weren't able to. They weren't able to go for a plant. And it seems like Crazy is just dominating at this moment in time against a map where the odds should have been rather equal. Yet they currently aren't. We're just seeing at this moment in time Crazy being quite convincingly the strongest party, now going towards the pistol. If they win this, they're already on towards 13-3. A 10-round lead for themselves. As well, that could mean they will get very close to winning, or they already have won if they do get that follow-up.
We'll have to see. I'm afraid that this is really a bit of that random chance. This is sort of that coin toss, and it's going to come down purely to that pistol skill or Julie's. I believe even... Again, yeah, that's a recognizable position there. Julie's on top of Hut. Let's see if that works out again.
They're coming! Yeehaw! Will be standing by with Doolies. So far, not a single kill to be gained. For us standing by with USP, we'll get one on towards MQ. That's the opener in favor of the side of APEKS.
Oh, Lord.
They're standing by. It's Aki's also going rather low. They're still having the player lead and holding down towards that B side, but losing a player. And now also losing the side towards the bomb plant for Crazy. It's gonna be a decent round, but the Doolie's still in play, my son. And of course, they will come in. That Cowboy in the form of Truth will clutch this round as he loses yet another teammate, and there he comes. Dual Berettas in hand. He is the legend we need. He is the legend that comes... Oh, never mind. He's gone down to Sensei, and now we have a 2 versus 1, and only Dennis is alive. He has a kit, he has some armor. He's got some very hard positions to deal with, and he will be tagged down from Sensei. Still standing on top of that silo. 13-3, and Crazy doing rather well. And of course, the Dualies to be picked up.
Yeah, recovered, stolen, you could say, you know. And Sensei turning, well, into that Cowboy, I guess. A bit of a...
He had a great effect on me as well.
Yeah, clearly, I noticed. It's very, very obvious that those dualies just, how do I put it? They really inspire you almost, I think is the best way to put it.
It just really goes into my heart, and it just gets something out of there where, of course, a lot of people from the place of the country where I'm from, Friesland in the Netherlands, they went to America to be farmers, and there's still a lot of De Vrieses there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, well, the more
I am not called De Vries, but, well,
no,
you can
no,
expect to understand where they do come from, as we're waiting for Crazy to possibly get another round. Yet APEKS, of course, buying into it. They have those Deagles, they have a Scout, and, well, maybe they can make it work on towards Crazy, as they are maybe moving in towards some close range. Dennis going rather low from that fire. It's a thermo plant from, of course, nuclear energy, so you can expect things to get hot, and so far it has for him, as now Truth goes down, MQ getting kill after kill, but eventually falling to the low HP player. However, Dennis with 7 HP now picks up that Galil, who wants to maybe throw it over towards Gruss if he does see him from time to time.
Oh, Marcelicious here, kind of falling back when he shouldn't have, you know. So all those players hopping into that site, and are they already calling the save, it seems, not really wanting to take this anymore. I suppose a safe bet, in a way.
Oh, yes.
At the same time, though, Crazy's getting close. They're getting crazy close. It's only 2 more rounds now, basically, for them to win this map, and also by, as a direct result, the match. You know, they are, of course, both on their map point, so to speak, but APEKS are just so far behind. It's 11 rounds now that they have as a deficit, and I'm afraid that APEKS doesn't stand much more of a chance to really come back on this.
Well, it seems like Crazy doing the crazy good job, and they will be extending the lead to 14-3. Only 2 more rounds necessary, and, well, if you looked at the odds before this match actually started on towards Fight.gg, the odds were in favor of APEKS. If you already betted on towards Crazy, I think you've really made a decent amount, but of course, it's not done yet. The side of APEKS will force back into it once more, not wanting to think about overtime. They have a Galil, an M4, and a Scout as well, and 2 MP9s. Still decent utility. And even 1 diffuser.
Yeah, it works. It'll do. Dem QQ, though. Aggressive push here into that smoke. Ooh, the flash is good. Truth, though, he doesn't look the right way until the end there, but this engagement is just painful. This Molly now coming in clutch. Psycho here spots out the one player, goes for the return, or well, the push on to the second, actually. It was CR4ZY that got that first frag. Psycho that got the second. Gruss now last man standing. Sensei is going to look away. Okay, he looked away, but at immediately the right moment, he flicked on top of Gruss's head and got the headshot. This is looking to be the most decisive win in the entire tournament, I believe. You know, we saw that, well, 16-4 win from Nexus.
Yesterday, yes.
But this is starting to look like it could be a 16-3.
Seems like APEKS said yesterday, all their trouble seems so far away, yet when they got smacked by Nexus, it only started to become worse as we now have a 15-3 lead in favor of CR4ZY. Now up against a decent-ish buy from APEKS, having little to no utility. APEKS also having to negate that top of HUD position, yet there is a teammate of him, I believe Truth, standing close to the molly with his auto shotty. They're trying to make it work, but Dennis now going low to 13 HP as well towards outside, taking bullet after bullet in towards his body. Now trying to fall back and do something else with his M4 later on, possibly saying, Marcellus, you want to trade, baby? I'll make it work with a scout, headshots all the time. But there's even an AW ping on towards Sensei, so he's going for the opening kill. He will drop that scout as well. And now we do have a 5-4 already. You'd expect APEKS to possibly go somewhere aggressively, but they're still holding down. They're putting a player on towards this boost position at ramp, where Dennis will then have to be baited out by one of his teammates. But the problem is, if they don't go there on the side of CR4ZY, well, that's a little bit unfortunate. Damn Q with the opening kill towards A-Keys. The MP9 not working up close, as now Truth goes down as well as the A-side covered up. But there's still Gruss. And if there is an anchor found to be on the side of APEKS, it's him, but he's been spotted out. He will get one, but will be traded. It's Dennis now coming in the flank. He's 1 bullet away from death. 13 HP now picking up the AK. 3 players to find, and a wallbang will finish his life. 16-3, CR4ZY winning, and they're cheering, as you can see, all with a great hairdo today.
Yeah, that's a lovely custom skin coming in there. A very, very decisive CR4ZY win. Sadly, APEKS couldn't stand much of a chance, it seems. They did not manage to even get a single round on their CT side. They tried valiantly, they tried hard, they fought for it. But sadly, in the end, CR4ZY were just way too good. They really came out on top. I had to pause myself for a moment. I wanted to make another CR4ZY joke, but it's been enough, you know. It's
Well, it's not enough. You can still root in the next series because, of course, CR4ZY now winning.
True.
Have to face off against Nexus, the team that beat APEKS before, quite convincingly. And I'm thinking that CR4ZY could make it quite hard for him.
Oh, yeah.
CR4ZY are possibly, we don't know. Nexus so far, the Romanian team was quite strong, losing eventually against the side of Hellraisers in the upper bracket match. And, well, they were quite strong, yet just not strong enough. And I'm guessing, this is a guess, not really a bet coming in just yet. Nexus will be able to beat CR4ZY. But then again, going up against Hellraisers, I'm scared that Hellraisers will once more be too strong.
Well, you know, you've got a soft spot in your heart for Nexus, right? Has to be said. You kind of, you know, you've really interacted with the fans. You've been practicing your Romanian. You've really just been putting it out there that you really do want to see Nexus win. I feel almost obligated to go right against you and just say that CR4ZY will have this. Yeah, I know. It's mean maybe, but it's the harsh reality, you know. Whilst I do agree.
I challenge you to a duel.
Oh, yeah.
You bet on CR4ZY, I bet on Nexus. We will see.
We'll see
who
who
will come
wins.
out on top.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. We can do that. I can live with that. Yeah, as long as my my other bet will come through and
you
maybe
will be able to make it work.
Yeah.
Well, so far, my Caster Clash, at least in the plus today, yours maybe a little bit less good, but maybe in the end we will make it work again. We're going to a slightly longer break. We're going to give CR4ZY the rest they deserve to be ready for, of course, yet another best of 3 against Nexus. And of course, we will see who will eventually go up against Hellraisers later on. Don't